What's up? Good morning. It's Friday, and we are getting into the NFL slate today. How is everybody? We got a nice little crowd here. What do we got? 50 people in freaking before 11 a.m. You love to see that. Started a little early today. Greg has a hard stop at noon, so we got a solid hour of Greg. And unfortunately, Steak is in South Florida visiting family. And again, I thought about having him come on yesterday, but we had too much to talk about with the NHL, so we swapped, and we'll get him on next week. Yes, the Bucks game is Sunday, big game. Have not really mentioned too much to Steak. I have some obligations, so I'm not committing to anything. But we'll see if we're going to do anything for it, like a live sweat. But I'm not going to guarantee anything. But we'll check it out. I know some people have asked as well. What's going on, W jersey? Well, I don't know. That's up for debate. It is a Josh Freeman jersey. I was a big Josh Freeman fan, and yeah, I invested a lot of time, energy, and effort into thinking that Josh Freeman might be the next quarterback. See, I as a fan have always been really into building your team and your success organically. I hate teams like the Yankees. I hate teams like the Lakers. I hate those juggernauts and those big organizations that just sign the best players and form, we call them super teams now, but it's not my thing. It's really not my thing. I don't like that. So I've been a Bucks fan for maybe not 30 years, maybe like 25 years. And I loved how they drafted basically all of their core guys: John Lynch, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, etc. The only guy we really signed was fucking Brad Johnson, Brad. So I really wanted Josh Freeman to be the next guy. He was not. Shout out Auto Gelato with an early sub bank, 14-month of piss breaks and PODs. Would you want it any other way? The answer is no. Ryder can't putt. No, Ryder sucks. So you must love the Packers right now. Kind of. Yeah. Well said. Kind of. That's a team I'm going to be looking toward investing in. And I think I got it. I timed that team perfectly. Got my largest win total future, 3 units on their over win total. Was happy to see it. I'm just really concerned about their coaching. I don't know about LaFleur. And I don't know about Joe Barry, who we're going to talk about later. Did everybody get the newsletter this morning? I thought there was a great write-up in there. Steak's write-up was fantastic. Fuck college basketball, not Nutbuster. I didn't have a good read in college basketball yesterday, unfortunately. I did spray the board a little bit, baby spraying, because I liked how I read the board the day prior. Yesterday, not so much. But on that note, though, a couple of bad, awful bets. Hofstra first half, never Hofstra first half. And I want to make a comment. So this jersey just falls into the throwback category, acceptable. Davey Fairways, great point. Great fucking point. It is a throwback, but also it's kind of sentimental. I really put a lot of trust. This was the last I got a gift. I think Steak bought me a Vincent Jackson Bucks jersey, the new jersey. I haven't bought a Bucks jersey since. Oh, fake news. I bought a Chris Godwin jersey, a pewter Chris Godwin jersey when COVID hit, and like distribution was all fucked up. And unfortunately, I never got it. They delayed it. They delayed that jersey. I ordered it literally March or May of 2020. Said it was going to come in June, July, November. Never got it. Just legit never got it. The next Spinorama, Owen Tippett. Oh, I have not seen that. Moved on from golf this week. Everything is dead. Not Cantlay or Ben Griffin. Got a couple guys in there. Joe Barry, the biggest problem. Needed DC. Yep, putting $10 in the backer Super Bowl now. Now it's wow. Jordan Love Blitzproof. Yep, I sucked balls. My only good read was USF. Yeah, it happens. Speaking of, do you feel like a kid wearing jersey? Do you feel like a kid wearing that jersey right now? Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. And again, I'm not anti, and I tweeted this from the Easy Money segment that we had talking about the jerseys and adults wearing jerseys. Not against it. I don't see adults wearing jerseys and be like, oh, look at that loser. No, not at all. I'm not anti-jersey. But I think it's a fair conversation to have. As I get a little bit older, I transition into wearing like shirts, gear, but not jerseys. Do you have any signed jerseys? No, but I have a shirt when I went to Bucks practice. I have a shirt. I have a Bucks hat with a bunch of signatures. Dexter Jackson, Super Bowl MVP, Dexter Jackson. I did drive down once to training camp on my own. I did that a few times. And I got Brian Greasy's autograph. That's right. Brian Greasy used to be quarterback for the Bucs. People forget. I had a gray cutoff Bucs shirt, and he signed my shoulder. I was like, "Yeah, you like that?" Got to be careful. His wife was concerned he got too close to my biceps. Greg is in the queue. Greg, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Do Greg or Steak still come on after football? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yo, Fat Curls, good bet on the Thunder last night. You got the most obvious, easiest freebie bet on the board. Congrats. Well, that seems like a little passive aggressiveness, if I'm being honest. Take that. Greg, welcome. Good morning. How are you?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I like your facial expression whenever I pull you on. You do this. You go.
I want to like get in the zone. You know what I mean? Amp up.
Oh, did you? You need a couple minutes? You need a couple minutes? You need a couple minutes?
You take me off. You take me off because I come in excited. You take me off.
No. I didn't know if I had you shook because I brought you up without any sort of countdown or notice.
You said give it a thumbs up. I'm in the little fucking corner box giving thumbs up.
I asked for your thumbs up and then I started reading the chat, so I didn't see that. Greg, only 2 minutes late. Shocker! Wow, Greg has been on point lately, I must say.
Why the fuck do you get problems with your Mac getting text? It's always slow.
Yes.
It's a pain in the ass. I can't figure out why.
And there's like one or two people when I text them, like on my phone, it doesn't update on my Mac. Like if you go into your Mac conversation, it's like yesterday's text.
Well, it's iMessage. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Your iMessage, but if you're texting someone on your phone, but it doesn't update on your computer, it's very odd. W Hype Train, Penny Officer gave out a sub bang. Penny Officer also cheered one bit. You see that nasty spinorama, Owen typical. Were you the guy who texted or not texted? Penny Officer, somebody DM'd me and tagged me in Owen typical. Was that the Tush Push guy? It's a Philly fan, recent follower. They are just thrilled with that Owen typical and made sure I wanted to see it. I'm very happy for you. Although I'm not that happy because I took the Dallas Stars live and they were down 2-0. They made it 2-1 and then they lost 5-1. So that didn't hit. Yes, sir. That was me. You got to see it. Okay. I will watch that. Steak. How many units on Bills you got? Is Steak in here? I didn't even Steak's name in here. I'm going to guess Steak's got 5 units on the Bills. And Greg, you are also a big Bills investor. That's correct?
Yeah. I got him to win the Super Bowl. I got him at 18-1.
Wow. When did you take it?
It was one of those little early FanDuel boosts. So before the season, they gave everybody like you can boost because typically their boosts are kind of BS of like it caps you at like $25, but at the beginning of the season they let you do it on a $100 bet for one season future. And I was like, all right, I'll just saddle up with the Bills here.
Wow, good for you. The two teams.
I mean, there's still a long way to go. All they did is beat the Steelers, who were pretty in Mason Rudolph, so they haven't really done anything yet.
That's true, but it's nice to have. And now they have a home playoff game before they can potentially get to the AFC Championship. Do you have any other teams pending to win the Super Bowl?
No, I have the Niners to win the NFC at like plus 300.
Okay, is that a preseason bet?
No, that was some point. Might have been after the Browns loss.
Oh,
like it was some point on their come up or on their like sort of
slump.
Is Brock Purdy kind of shitty?
Yeah.
Because most of the time, I mean, it was them, the Cowboys and the 49ers, heavy favorites. And now the 49ers are obviously, I think they're minus 180 to win the NFC.
Yeah, that's a good bet. So I had pending futures. I have one thing I'll tell you. So I had the Eagles were my only Super Bowl future. I talked with you and the stream, I think maybe around like week 5, 6-ish about getting an AFC team. And I thought about the Ravens. And then I don't know. I think we talked.
You got the Ravens. You got that Harbaugh ticket.
Hold on. Getting there. Spoiler alert. So thought about them straight as my AFC team. Never did it because I forget what happened, but there was like, I think was it JK or someone got hurt, and I was like, God damn it! Watch this happen to the Ravens again. They're going to get a bug of injuries, and then maybe I'll wait till later in the season.
It might have been Andrews.
Oh. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was Andrews. And then I thought about dabbling with the Lions. I just started falling in love with the Lions this year. Talked to them about NFC, talked to them about Super Bowl, thought about not getting another NFC team, just rode with the Eagles. I did really feel good about the Eagles at 10-1. I got to be honest. So I will say this. I have no FOMO, but I am still somewhat like if the Lions beat the Bucs, I'm going to be pulling for them. But I did get the parlay, Michigan, the Harbaugh bro parlay, Michigan and Ravens to win. So I am pulling for the Ravens financially in the AFC, and then in the NFC, I am obviously pulling for the Bucs. But if they don't win, I will be happy to see the Lions win. That's where we're at. Okay, let's the Lions are the biggest ratings for TV right now. Really?
Damn.
Is what? That's interesting. I'm not sure I understand that. Are you just saying that crushing numbers? Is that a real thing, JFK? I feel like you're a Lions fan. Maybe there's a little bias in there. How do you feel about betting on your team? Do you feel like a jinx when they lose or cover? Well, it depends because I bet on the Rays a lot during the regular season of
No,
baseball.
did you?
Shut up.
No, you never bet on the Rays.
I do and don't like it. I think there's a time for it. I think if you really know your team and you find a good spot for them, press it. I think if you also know your team and you think it's a bad spot for it, fade it. Greg, did you go to that Notre Dame game when they played USF, or was that Mita when we had to evacuate because there was a?
I was there.
Yeah, so we had to evacuate. I had a big bet for me at the time. I had USF plus 10 or whatever it was. I didn't think they were going to win the fucking game outright, but I went to see my team play, traveled, and bet against them. So I will get involved with the team, emotional hedge or whatever, but sometimes I'll be happy to just stay out of it and not have a double whammy if you lose money and you lose emotions. Let's see. Okay, that's our thoughts on there. Yep, Rays team total overshame masterclass, every game for the Rays. Bang, every player to get a hit, don't forget. Okay, Greg, I know you got a hard stop at noon. Let's get into the newsletter. We got a decent sized crowd up in here. I'm going to be a little corp for a second. Here is the website, thedegenerateweekly.com. If you didn't get the newsletter, you can go to the website on the homepage. It says subscribe here. Sports betting with a contrarian perspective. Do you like that tagline or do you want to change it? I don't know. You let me know. And it comes out every Friday morning. Our best bets at a nice NFL year, our worst college football year since we've been doing this. 3 years now, running strong. W newsletter. Thank you, Hill Daddy. Dude, Holy Corp. Shut up, Chiote. I got to do it. Go look it up. Okay. W's Holy Corp and no chest hair. Now there's some in there. Now you can't really see it. Winning units as a unit. W need Greg chest hair. I think Greg shaves.
I don't have chest hair. I do not shave my chest hair. I never got chest hair. I just never got it. Wild, right?
Yeah.
I'm like the only person who's naturally hairless.
Yeah, now that I think about it, we've known you for a very long time. We've gone on cruises, we've gone to beaches, we've gone to pools, we've went swimming.
Just never got it. Just never came in.
We never played tummy sticks, but yeah, I don't ever remember you having chest hair. Do you still have your gold chain? I don't see your gold chain.
I do.
Okay, I gotta go get one. I'm putting that on my list of things to do this weekend. Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, basically still going through puberty. I thought it was just going to be a late bloomer, and then I got to like 25, 26, and I was like, yeah, it's just not going to happen for me.
I got no money ties to the Packers to not bet them. My Gutty, my uncle, and my grandparents and myself have some ownership in the Packers. Oh, I love the Packers ownership. Who doesn't have a Packers ownership?
Oh, wow.
What?
We're getting some snow outside, baby.
Are you?
Yeah. It's coming down pretty thick.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what, in Florida here, it was really a chilly 50 yesterday.
Man, I had to be out. I was running around yesterday in like 18 degrees out. Fucking cold. It's good to do that though. Like a good day of work, you come home and you're like, you feel like a real man. Like, you know, my fucking out in the cold, braving the elements all day long.
I've always said this. I think the cold actually really does build. What are you laughing at?
Crush goes, it's like 1 to 2 inches. It just hasn't snowed this year, and it really isn't that much, but I am excited about it. I'm glad he called me out because it's really not coming down that bad.
BJ, no steak today. I did mention it. Sorry if you weren't here earlier. Steak is in Fort Lauderdale Boca visiting family. Greg has a hard stop at noon, so we will get into it. The last thing I will say, the thing I love, seasons build character. The cold builds character, not seasons. I like seasons, but I will say this. One of the weird things that I like about the misery of New York is when it's fucking freezing and you just walk to the train, stepping over, sheets of ice, holding your eyeballs. Literally have done this because the wind chill's so bad, your eyeballs are freezing. So you're looking like this through them. You get down there, the subway's packed, everybody's got big coats on, and you're just sharing a train ride filled with everyone else who's going through that miserable fucking weather with you. It's something like we're in this together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't escape the suck. Just embrace it. Okay. On that note, Saturday, tomorrow, 4:30 p.m., we have the Ravens and the Texans. Greg, I'm going to start with you. Well, what do I mean? I'm going to start with you. It's just me and you.
I was like, you're going to just not talk about it?
So I'm just going to set you up because I'm going to have you talk about this, but this was going to be your best bet. And then you changed.
I got cold feet. I heard a little nugget that's very good.
I'm going to just say one thing and then I'm going to let you talk. But I just want to say, and I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing, but last week you did like the Bucks and then you switched to the Eagles. I'm just nervous about you getting in your head because you were right. And it's weird because you hated the Bucks all season. So the fact that you finally wanted to come around and bet them, if anything, I would have been like, Greg, don't do it. Now's not the time. You know what I mean? So I did not hate the transition. I did not hate the switch, but I get it where you're coming from, but I have my concerns. So Texans, Baltimore minus 9.5, total 43.5. Where are you at with this game currently?
So I didn't flip. Last week I flipped from Bucks to Eagles, so same game, different thought process. I just went to a different bet. I'm not jumping on the Ravens here. I will still probably play the Texans, but it didn't have enough for me to make it my best bet. And the nugget that I heard, so everybody understands of what really scared the shit out of me on this, was if you look at Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers and his coaching tree, the Ravens have beat the fuck out of that type of team, right? And it was only a couple weeks ago that they beat the shit out of the 49ers. Niners were 5.5-point favorites, went into San Francisco, massacred them. But then a couple weeks later, they even did the same thing to Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, a 49ers guy. And now you got Bobby Slovic, comes from Shanahan. He's the offensive coordinator for the Texans. D'Amico Ryan, who obviously came from the 49ers. And are you going to see the same thing? Are you going to see that scary stuff? It's just really it makes sense that Harbaugh would have that offense figured out based on what he's done, and it makes it really tough to back. The other thing, too, is it's also a bit of a weather play that scared me off of it because it's supposed to be cold and windy, and that certainly does not favor the Texans, right? Like, is Devin Singletary going to go off and have a big game and carry the Texans? No, right? But the Ravens are that type of team that plays well in shitty weather because they don't really have to pass. They're the team that rushes the most in the NFL, I feel like.
And then so you wanted the Texans. You like the Texans. Yeah. So you're not flipping.
I'm still probably going to play them, but they're just not my best bet.
Okay. Not your best bet. So it doesn't necessarily mean you like the Ravens, but you're just kind of off the Texans.
I'm absolutely not playing the Ravens.
Okay. What do you think about this total at 43.5? I think there's supposed to be some weather, but I don't know that it's anything inclement. I like that word. I don't think it's inclement weather. And we do have Stroud, obviously, and a dome team in the Texans going out to Baltimore. And they did play in Baltimore already. There's a little familiarity, but it was a long time ago. I believe it was week 1. Ravens are free, says JFK. There is like 150 CBB games tomorrow. Yes, we will talk CBB mañana. Today is about NFL. God. Mark Andrews.
You're not going to talk college basketball tomorrow. You're not on tomorrow. Are you coming on Saturdays now?
Oh, no. Maybe I'll do a space.
Lying to the people over here.
Yeah, my bad. Thanks for keeping me in check.
Ooh, actually, somebody said it. So TD parlay. I am looking at it, and that would be a good thing too. We can touch on for each game.
I'd love to. I would absolutely love to. Okay, so real quick though, just talking game script here, and then I'll give you my thoughts, and then we'll talk a TD parlay because neither of us have a play in this game. Total 43.5. I think the last time these teams played, it was like 25-9. The Texans offense has been rolling. What do you think about this game? Ravens off of a bye. Do you like scoring?
I don't know. I honestly have no read on its side here on the total. It's probably Texans or nothing. This 43, it kind of puts my brain in a pretzel. I could see it going either way, and it's really tough to take an under with CJ Stroud and the Ravens. Even if the Ravens get there and they just kind of keep run it down. Yeah, no lean on a total. I'm trying to figure out what the weather's going to be here tomorrow too.
They're saying
this is
cold,
tomorrow, right? This is the first game tomorrow.
Yeah. They're saying cold, maybe windy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It's gonna be like 22 degrees and sunny tomorrow morning at least.
Yeah. So if I'm playing this game, I'll tell you what I think. I think I like the under. I think this game is going to be won by the Ravens, but I don't think the Ravens are going to cover. We talked about it, and it feels like that's a lot of points with a very trendy, hot team. But I also don't necessarily think the spread is wrong. I think it's the right number. I don't think there's anything fishy about it. I think the Ravens are a very good team. They're at home. They're off a bye. And the Texans, it's a very, very impressive win against the Browns. But there is something about that game and that result that does, at the end of the day, when you take a step back, make a lot of sense. A, the Browns defense is terrible on the road. Have been all year. Texans exploited it. At the same time, B, you kind of knew the Joe Flacco party was going to crash. You just knew it was going to come to a screeching
But
halt.
you really wanted to believe that it was going to be Flacco Ravens revenge.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. But really, all I'm getting at is this. Like, the Texans impress the shit out of me. I love everything about them. I don't want to bet against them. But at the end of the day, let's also keep in mind the Ravens defense. This is the reason I don't bet a lot of dogs on the money line. I took the Ravens money line in San Francisco. That was not an easy bet to make. And I'm not really trying to pat myself on the back here because I didn't have a great NFL season. But that bet in particular, there was one reason I did that. And I looked at the Niners schedule and I said, man, they haven't really played a really good defense in like the last 7 or 8 games. The Ravens do have a really good defense. And that defense was fucking in Brock Purdy's ass, nestled in there like a family of fucking Norway rats. Okay. I know what those are because they were in my roof. So
I don't know what a Norway rat is.
They're rats that live in roofs, something like that. Anyways, so this is the thing. I think this game is going to be won by the Ravens defense. I know people have said it and they're not wrong. Somebody just mentioned it. Is Lamar a little Dak Prescott-ish? You know what? I don't think. Hold on. You're going to shake your head. I don't know yet. But I'll tell you what. After this game, I think we're going to find out. Because you cannot underperform here if you're Lamar Jackson. You can't. You've been rock solid this year, especially incredible down the stretch. You've been playing great football. You have that offensive coordinator. You have those weapons. You have that defense. You're at home. Now you have a dome team coming in. And look at the Texans' last few games outside. In Tennessee, granted they didn't have C.J. Stroud. They won 19-16. Okay, not a good offense.
With the pick six. But that's Case Keenum, so just write that off.
Okay, but what about in New York? C.J. Stroud got hurt, but they only scored 6 points. I'm just saying they weren't really that good in outdoor road games, except, of course, the game that I fucking faded them in Cincinnati. They put up 30 points. But even dating back to October 29th at Carolina, remember that one, Greg? We had the Panthers.
They lost.
They only scored 13 points. So all I'm saying is
the fact that they lost to the Panthers on the road makes them really tough to back on the road.
And in Baltimore, week 1, 9 points they scored. Okay. So I'm not going to spend too much more time on this, but I will tell you my game script is I like the under. I like the Ravens. This is a weird thing to say. I like the Ravens. I think the Ravens are maybe going to start slow. I like it to be a competitive, tight game, but then the Ravens to kind of wake up and get that lead. I just don't know if I like them laying 9.5. I think it's an under game. Hold on. What a Norway rat. That's my new saying. Hold on. I didn't pay attention to some of the comments here. I think the Packers will be more public as a Cinderella. We'll talk about that when we get to the Packers game, which dog will be more trendy here. Can I introduce you to a prop in this game? I mean, do you even have to?
Please.
God,
I wish I had a bottle right next to me.
Is there a weakness? If there is a weakness in Ravens D, it's secondary, though. They are beatable. Yep. Dak MVP, right? Hilarious. Let's talk touchdown scores. So, Mark Andrews out.
Because this just popped in my head while you were talking, and I know it's not correlated. It doesn't mean anything, but it came into my head. C.J. Stroud against Harbaugh in college really struggled. Does C.J. Stroud against Harbaugh in the NFL really struggle? Right? Do you think he's reaching out to his brother? What did you do to shut him down? He went 0-2 against Michigan. Doesn't mean anything, but it might mean something.
I love stupid shit, and that's right? A silly narrative. Fine. That's good with me. Silly narrative, I'm all for it. Noah Thornton, sub bang. Sorry I'm late. 5 inches of snow in Philly right now. My girlfriend hasn't seen 5 inches since I met her. W Noah. Okay. Yeah, maybe CJ Stroud and just can't. Maybe the Harbaugh bros have his number. Excellent point, Greg. Love that. I like that perspective. Wow, look at you. Chugging breast milk promotes chest hair. I know DJ laughing, but Greg might be onto something. Look at this. Greg's got a little fucking...
It's not that dumb. It's not that.
No, I didn't say dumb. I didn't say dumb. I said silly, and I love silly. I'm a silly guy.
Silly, yeah.
By the way, Javon's prop that he asked to introduce us to is Gus Edwards over 3.5 receiving yards. Listen, yeah. I mean, you don't even have to tell me. All I can say is I think Javon's prop in the Bucks game was like Chase Edmonds over 2.5 receiving yards. He got it. Steak texted us. He was at the game. He just texted us like LOL because he tailed it blindly. I'm in. All right. As simple as that. You can read the Prize Picks board incredibly well. If that's speaking to you, I'm fucking in. Oh, wow. Did you know Gus Edwards was a Staten Island legend?
I did not know he's from Staten Island. And somebody asked what I'm drinking. It's just water with limit. It's just like that electrolyte stuff.
Yeah. Greg is W
special.
Health. W Health. Greg hasn't been sick since I've known you. About 35 years. 96. I didn't know
I
you
threw
were
up 96, and I think that was the last time I got sick. I'm not even exaggerating. I never got COVID. I'd like never get the flu.
It's wild. He's an extremely healthy individual.
Stay active.
His trick is fruit till noon.
Fruit till noon helps a lot too.
And I will say the water with lemon is a very good thing to do in the morning. My wife's my mother-in-law
hot water with lemon. Yeah,
she hasn't been sick in 30 years. Yeah, it's good for your digestive system, all that stuff. Hot water with lemon in the morning. That's clear breast milk, Greg. Don't lie. The chat is fucking bumping today. I love it. Okay, all Ravens props just got taken off DK. Interesting. So before we move on, Greg, what's your gut saying for a touchdown score in here? I'm going to go. You have your mouth open. I'm going to bring up the board. Lamar Jackson, anytime is on the left, by the way. First is on the right. I'm going to go a little chalky here, but I like it. I'm going to go Isaiah Likely.
That's not chalky. He's like the sixth guy down. How is that chalky?
Because I think he's scored in like 3 games in a row during the season or something like that. Yeah, I like Zay Flowers too. I like the chalk guys. Odell Beckham, TD. Interesting. Do you have anybody that's speaking to you?
Gus Edwards.
Okay.
Absolutely Gus Edwards. Here's my thought, because I was thinking about this today or yesterday when I was on the train. Last week, you had a lot of tight ends go off. You had Ferguson score. You had Musgrove from the Packers score. Who the fuck else scored? I'm trying to think. There were like 4 or 5 tight ends that scored. Laporta scored. It just seemed like it was a lot of tight ends getting their flowers, getting in the end zone. And I think this week might be a running back week. Dalton Kincaid, both Bills tight ends scored. So you had a lot. Yeah, Goddard scored. There were a lot. Sorry, I'm like a little rusty.
That's okay.
Maybe Baltimore defense.
Well,
I really like Gus Edwards. I think this is a week of running backs.
I just wanted to point out Baltimore's defense is plus 550. I don't know if that does or does not seem pretty low. I mean, Stroud doesn't really turn the ball over. 550.
That's just not even good enough payback to take a defensive touchdown. You know what I mean? Like so many things have to go right to get a defensive touchdown. I would like it to be a little bit higher.
Houston's defense is 12-1, and they just had 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, but that's Joe Flacco.
Yeah, maybe Lamar not to throw a pick. Oh, I think I just found my POD. Okay, let's keep moving. Final answer. I would go under and lean Texans. And I like Isaiah Likely touchdown. Greg, final thoughts on this game before
I'm going Gus Edwards. I'm going Gus Edwards touchdown.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's talk about the night game tomorrow night, 8:15, Packers and Niners. Yes, I know what you're all thinking. D-Gen, are you fading Joe Barry again? Like I said in the newsletter, like the fucking Kool-Aid Man, half of you young Fortnite fuckers probably don't remember the Kool-Aid Man commercials. Greg, do you remember the Kool-Aid Man commercials? I know you probably didn't drink Kool-Aid, you healthy motherfucker. You probably drank sugar-free Kool-Aid. So the Kool-Aid Man would barge in, knock over a brick wall, and say, oh, yeah. That's exactly the approach I'm taking to this. You probably want me to stay off of fading Joe Barry because I was unsuccessful 2 weeks in a row with the Vikings and the Bears, and I got lucky as fuck with the Cowboys over their team total. But this is what they want me to do. They want me to then take my unit and be happy with it and go on my merry way. And that's when this motherfucker finally gets punched right in his nutsack. Not condoning physical violence. You know what I mean? It's just what's the metaphor? What's that thing I'm thinking of? You know, where like it doesn't really happen. You just saying.
And exaggerate. I don't know.
All right, that's fine.
I would think metaphor. I think metaphor is it.
You got the master's degree. Anyways, here's what I think about this game. And I always think about this.
Hypothetical. There you go.
Oh, hypothetical. Yeah. Appreciate it, Mac Daddy. figure of speech, all that good stuff. Yep, clam mucker. I love being told how to speak proper English by Twitter handles like Not Nutbuster and Clam Mucker. All right, so here's what I think about this game. The Niners are, in my opinion, it's no secret, prime for a Super Bowl. They're the chalky team out of the NFC, and it's the chalky team that I wouldn't fade. I know Steak tweeted that he thinks it's a Detroit Lions year. That's fine. I'm not going to say that it isn't. I felt like that 10 weeks ago. If you want to keep riding that train, go ahead. I think it's going to be the Niners at the end of the day. Now, are the Niners going to cover 9.5 at home? I think they can. But what I feel even more confident in is that the Niners offense is not going to be stopped. I really feel confident the Niners are probably going to score at minimum 35 points, at minimum. So last week, Greg, my newsletter analysis was probably one of the most hilarious, in retrospect, write-ups of all time. Because I said instead of taking the game over, I wanted to remove the Packers offense from the equation because they're young and inexperienced. They scored 48 points. They almost hit the full game over by themselves. So what I did was I went with Dak, idiot, and Mike McCarthy, moron, and they barely got there. Well, I feel a little bit better about going with Kyle Shanahan off of a bye. And now, especially with this Packers defense and this team in general, 4th road game in 5 weeks. I think it's very impressive what they did in Dallas. I'm not taking anything away from them. I don't think it's sustainable. And I don't know what the fuck happened. I can't really put my finger on it. I watched a lot of that game. Was it Dak? Was it credit to the Packers offense? I mean, Aaron Jones looks great. He is my one concern, as I wrote. The one concern is Aaron Jones is running really well. And if they can run the ball, it eats up clock. And then the Niners offense isn't on the field. And that sucks. It's the one concern. But I'm going to say the Niners get out to an early lead. I'm going to say the Packers have to abandon the run. And I just think regardless of if it's pouring rain, if the fucking field is sloppy, I don't care. CMC, Debo, Kittle, however which way, east to west, north to south, I don't think that bodes well for a defense. So give me the Niners team total over 30.5 as my best bet 2-unit play. And Greg, I want to hear your thoughts on this game, and then we'll talk touchdown scores. I think you and I align on the M word. Can I say the M word?
Don't say the M word. Why would you say the M word? Things just don't go well when you say the M word. And I already bet the M word.
Okay. Oh, you did. That's right. Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. You took the team total over, and I took the game over, and I'm going to take this game over too. Okay. I think, again, you can nitpick. You can think this is going to happen one way or the other. I do think the Packers offense, even if the Niners get – like I just view the total game over as a more diversified bet because last week we saw what happened. The Packers blew them out, and the Cowboys came back. The over hit easy. This week I could see what did we all thought would happen last week. The Niners get up big, but the Packers are able to put up some late scores, maybe come back, maybe find the back door. Like they just have a ton of weapons and the offense seems to be clicking. So I think the Packers, regardless of whether they keep it a game or regardless of whether they pour it on and or regardless of they put together some drives when the game's already out of reach, I think they get points. So I'm
real quick. Sorry, Greg. Somebody's watching on YouTube. DJ, can you see my YouTube comment during the live chat? Cheers. Love the show. Yes, we can. Thank you. YouTube viewers.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, Greg. Keep going.
No, way to put it on YouTube. Love it. So I'm on the game over. I'm not taking a side, but you mentioned on the guy we like here, it's Debo. And the prop I found that I really like for Debo, and that's because if you look at how stuff is going to shake out, likely, I mean, obviously, I can look like an asshole if the 49ers lose this game, but Debo to be the leading wide receiver in the playoffs is 14-1, which I think is pretty good odds. And it's very discounted because he had a bye and he missed a game, right? So he's one game short of what everybody else can do. And guys already had big games that are coming back for their second week. But he gets a Packers secondary who's been susceptible to big plays. He could definitely have a bunch of yardage this game. And then he's going to get either the Lions or the Bucks, both with secondaries that he can exploit. And then he's going to get the Super Bowl. Ayuk's 10-1. I saw him too. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for Debo. It's probably going to be Ayuk because I went Debo. Debo is Ayuk, is 10-1, and he's definitely more of the pure wide receiver. Like Debo could have a couple rushing touches and have some big plays off that. But I think the line on Debo too, which is a fun prop, was 165 total yards in the playoffs, and I took that too. So it's like a full unit on that, and then just like I think I just put $25 on him to be the leading wide receiver.
Wow, another YouTube comment. YouTube. Keegan Reimer says,
Oh, so
Jalen
YouTube just
Reed.
feeds right in. That's the little YouTube play.
Yeah. So Twitter comments and now the YouTube comments I can see on the StreamYard. The people in Twitch and Twitter can't see everyone else's. They can only see the same platforms. What do you have your mouth open like that for?
Because somebody just said something, and it's gonna happen.
Oh boy.
Use check.
This one?
No,
Oh.
Niners fullback use check to score a touchdown. So you saw all the Taylor Swift stuff with him.
Oh, that's
Oh
why you had your
yeah,
mouth open.
they want to get this guy. Yeah, they want to get this guy famous for the big Taylor game on Sunday night. So let him score a touchdown and go nuts about him and talk about his wife, right?
Greg.
That's when my jaw dropped. You're where I was 60 seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm there. It's like I feel like we're in Dude, Where's My Car? Like, sweet, what does mine say? Who was the I feel like an owl. Who was the person that said that?
It was up a little bit. So everyone's saying he's not
Don't
scoring.
be a fucking party pooper, Hovey. Please show yourself, Spartacus.
He's 13-1, 55-1 to score the first one.
I can't even find. Oh, Jucic. Yeah, she's making clothes for Swift. Wow, I think I love it. I'm in. Half a unit, maybe. That'll be fun. Okay, so back to people were saying what the M word is, masterclass. I'm not going to say that because it mushes the player that we talk about. So I'm not going to say it's a Deebo Samuel masterclass. But what I will say, it's a Deebo Samuel. That's my guy in this game. I am a big CMC guy, Greg. I was on I did 2 off-season shows. I did Steffi Smalls and I did JJ Gruden take the points of the show. By the way, I see Jay Gruden and Robert Griffin going back and forth on Twitter. It's hilarious. But anyways, we're going to talk about that. I think I was on, actually maybe it was on BTL. It was one of them. I said, look, I'm not going to tell you anything groundbreaking. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say this. But I think CMC is going to be the best fantasy football player. And obviously I had him and he took my shitty 5-9 team to the championship. No big deal. I also bet him to win the MVP and the offensive player of the year. It's going to come down to him and Tyreek Hill. He didn't have the best end to the season because he got stuffed. I don't know if you remember the last game against the Commanders. He got stuffed to the goal line like twice. And he got hurt. Out. Then he didn't play against the Rams. I think everybody is going to be expecting CMC to be coming back and getting in the end zone. Now, I am not here to say that he is.
What do you think his line is?
Oh, I know. I'm looking at it right now. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I just looked
minus
too.
350. Minus 350.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's just so. I can't imagine betting that.
It's CMC pussy.
But it's also going to hit, so you probably should take it.
Well, here's the thing. It is going to hit. CMC is scoring a touchdown. But like I said, in the best bet, the Niners are scoring at least 5 fucking touchdowns. And guess what? Debo's getting one of them. Deebo is getting his ass in the end zone. And I'll take it a step further. Deebo might even score first. Deebo might score first. And Deebo to score first is 8-1. You know what I might do, Greg? Have you sneak nuked anything?
It's been a little while. I'm trying to think of the last sneak nuke I had.
So here are the rules for the sneak nuke. The sneak nuke, they don't go on your record if you win. They don't go against your record if you lose. That's the sneak nuke. Now, I'll tell you this. The last sneak nuke I had, no disrespect, was FSU against Louisville. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have another one. I am going to sneak nuke Deebo Samuel to score a touchdown at even money. And I might even do a little larger than usual bet on Deebo Samuel to have the first touchdown. That's how good. That's how good I feel about it. CMC 2 TDs and Aaron Jones 2 TDs. I missed the Aaron Jones game. Unfortunately. I don't necessarily think he's going to have a bad game. He'll probably get in the end zone once. But anyways, I think he's going to have to be removed from the equation because I think the Packers have to abandon the run. Okay, we can move on. It's 11:35. We can pick up the tempo pace a little bit. Okay.
You know the last sneak nuke I had? It was the Seahawks against the Eagles.
This year? Oh!
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Good for you.
The Drew Lock game.
First rule of sneak nuking, not a sneak nuke unless it hits. W's. That's right. That's my PODs. By the way, I had 3 PODs last night. 1 hit. The other 2, It's like it didn't even happen. Okay. Shout out to fucking Capitals, man. I can't, those cocksuckers. Thought it'd be a good time to fade them. Nope. Javon warned me too. Okay, let's keep moving. That's it for Saturday. Again, just a reminder, Greg is on the full game over, which is probably the smart thing to do. I am on the Niners team total over 30.5. It's my best bet, and we both love Debo Samuel to have a smash. Okay, let's keep moving. Here we go. Sunday. It's unfortunate that Steak's not in here because he's now have this newfound love and attachment to the state of Michigan after fucking. Oh, I sneak nuked Michigan too. By the way, that was fun. Against Bama, not against Washington. I didn't have the balls to do it against Washington. I actually didn't even have a bet on that game. It was kind of weird, but it's also kind of nice. So I will say, I understand where Steak's coming from. I fully respect the decision to go in on the Lions to win the Super Bowl. Do I think it happens? No. But that's where his head is at, just so you understand. He does not like the Bucks. Greg and I are against Steak in this one because I believe we both like the Bucks. I don't know where your head is at as of 11:37 a.m. today, but we did talk about this tomorrow. Would you like to start with this game? Since I'm a Bucks fan, I can end on it. I'll probably do a little bit more ranting. So Lions are at home -6.5. The total 48.5. Oh, and I'm so sorry. Your best bet is the under.
Best bet's the under. Yeah.
Well, fucking
So I'll
tell
do
me
that.
why
I'll
you
talk
like
total. You talk shop. But the
Perfect.
reason I really like this under, and I sent you guys this, I didn't even put it in the newsletter, but let me read this tweet real quick.
Sure.
The ref, Brad Vinovich, that's Bill Vinovich, whatever. When he's the ref, the under is 167-1. He's the most profitable ref to the under. That's the guy who's for this Bucks Lions game. So that's in addition to everything else I'm going to say. Just I typically don't look into refs a lot, but that absolutely helps. If you look at this game and if you look at what the Lions have done, I put this in the newsletter. 4 straight games, they've allowed well over 400 yards, almost 400 yards passing to the opposing quarterback. But they've been able to keep the score relatively low, right? The Cowboys only put up 20. The Vikings were like 20 and 24 when they played them twice. And then last week my brain just went blank. Last week they held the Rams to 23. A ton of like long drives, but ended in a field goal. So I like the Lions' ability to sort of bend, don't break. And I do think that's what the Bucks are able to do. I certainly can see Baker struggling in the red zone, but being able to move the ball. On the other side, the Bucks defense, this defense is very fucking good. And it's only, 3 years removed from a Super Bowl. And I feel like it's a little slept on, even though they won a Super Bowl, just because they've been so banged up this year. And I feel like they're really well equipped to stop the Lions, because what the Lions really like to do is establish the run and then not have to put too much stress on Goff. He's got to make some big plays here or there, but not have to rely entirely on Goff. But I'm interested to see what Goff has to do. And even they played earlier this year, the Lions put up 20, but the Bucks offense didn't do anything. So I see Baker getting a ton of yards. I see both teams able to move the ball. But I see turnovers. I see drive stalling in the red zone, and that's why I like this under a lot. I also lean the Bucks, but it's probably a 2-unit under, 1-unit Bucks for me in this one. And also, like, Goff just had his fucking Super Bowl. That's the real reason why I don't want to fade this Lions team, but you almost have to. Goff just won his Super Bowl. That was such a big emotional win for him. It's tough to see him go out against a much better defense and battle back. Like, I know we talked about this. We were like, they only had 4 drives in the second half. But the Lions' first 3 drives, 21 points. Next 5 drives, 3 points. Like, they came out red hot. They had it figured out, and then they really stalled. And even on one of those touchdowns, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they scored on a 4th down that was like a bit of a risky play call from Dan Campbell. So that goes the other way, and the Lions lose that game. I'm just not ready to jump in on the Lions hype wagon yet.
I think that's very fair. I'm just pulling up the last 5 games. I wanted to see something about the Bucks offense. Yep. Okay. I think it's very fair. I like the under. I like where your head's at on this game script. Shout out to the Lions defense. They did a great job of bending and not breaking. Aside from that, the Rams really kind of did whatever they wanted, in my opinion, from what I watched. I think I watched maybe about 75% of that game. It was really the start the Lions needed, and they had to have it. And I think if you remove that from the equation, obviously they're probably not here right now. But you're right. I mean, it was their Super Bowl, and they really blew their load early in that game. Kudos to them for sealing it, because that's not easy to do. Sealing games nowadays is not easy to do. I respect the Detroit Lions as much as we can criticize Dan Campbell for his decision making. I still respect him very much as a head coach and what he's got the Lions to do. Love the Jared Goff story. I love their weapons. I love how they're drafting. Here's the problem for the Detroit Lions. The problem is the Bucs are a team that's got some dog in them, and they're a team that's really got nothing to lose. They got no expectations. I think they can play loose, and I think you saw it last week against the Eagles. Now, here is the biggest issue with trying to cap this game, and I don't know if it really can be over or understated. The Eagles are bad, really, really bad. Second worst team in the NFL, as we talked about, maybe in the last 7 or 8 weeks of the season. So as much as I want to give the Bucs credit, you pointed this out to me in the last 2 weeks of the season. They didn't do shit against the Saints, and they scored 9 points against the Panthers, who are also bad. So what they did when I watched that Bucs Eagles game, I was in complete shock. Like their offensive performance was one of the best from start to finish. Like everything was working. The running game, the pass game, play action, except the drops. If you take away those drops, that they probably have another 100 yards of offense. And the play calling was phenomenal. So I don't want to get too excited, I haven't been excited really at all this season. And I told you guys this yesterday. The one time this season I bought in and I started to get excited was when they played the Lions in the regular season. And I wore this stupid fucking jersey to a bar and sat there for 12 hours and watched it. And it was miserable. There's a 26 game. The Lions already beat them in Tampa. But the Lions didn't really do much outside of a few big plays. One, Jameson Williams was a great catch. But their defense really shut down the Bucs. My POD in that game was Jared Goff to throw an interception. The Bucs dropped 2 of them. I'm going back to that. The Bucs defense
Back to the well.
Back to the well. The Bucs defense is healthy. They're playing with their fucking hair on fire. They're playing like they're having a lot of fun. I mean, they still have guys. That is the one thing I keep trying to tell myself. As little of expectations for any sort of success as a fan coming into the season as I had, I still have to remember they have some guys that they still want to win for. And that's the thing I kept missing. Evans, Godwin, obviously on the offensive side, thumbs up. Defense, Levante David is a big one. Not really many outside of that in terms of like old vets. But I mean, Vita Vea is a fucking beast. These young guys they got on the defensive line are awesome. Devin White is finally looking like his former self, which he's one of the best linebackers in the NFL. So, Javon, you don't even have to stop asking. Just tell us. Goff is throwing for 300. Here's the thing. Let's talk about the Lions for a second. I do think the Bucs run defense is going to do a pretty good job of shutting down Montgomery. What are you laughing about?
Javon, yeah, Javon with Laporta has been it's been amazing.
Winfield has been playing phenomenal. You're right. I'll never forget I had Winfield to be the first DB drafted, but he wasn't. It's okay. It worked out. So here's the thing. So last week I liked the Lions running game. I didn't like the Goff masterclass. I think Goff's completions got bumped, and that looks suspicious. And I think people were on his completions, and I don't think he got there. I don't necessarily know that the running backs got there, although both of them scored. So my parlay didn't hit for the yards, but we got that TD. I think this is where the Goff masterclass comes in. I think he has a very efficient game. I think he throws a lot. I think this can be one of those games where he has like 20. He's like 28 for 35. Does he have time in the pocket to throw with the way the Bucs defensive line has been playing and how much they blitz? I don't know. But one thing they can do is get rid of the ball quickly. Ben Johnson is a smart offensive coordinator. I think that's how they counter the Bucs heavy blitz attack. So is it Laporta? Maybe. Obviously, a good safety valve for the blitz is a tight end. It's also the running backs. So if I was to take anything running back related for the Lions, it would be receiving yards. The one thing I don't know that I love about Laporta is our linebackers are so good at coverage and they're quick. Remember the wide open middle of the field against the Eagles? Guess who sits down there? Guess who sits down there? I don't know. Tell me. You talking about Winfield, the safety, wide open middle of the field against the Eagles? Guess who sits down there?
I'm thinking Laporta, but maybe I'm thinking about this backwards.
Are you saying the Eagles had a wide open middle of the field, or the Bucks did against the Eagles?
The Bucks did. Yes.
The Bucks had a wide open middle of the field. Oh, you're saying the Eagles had a wide open middle of the field. I understand what you mean. DJ, I'm with you. So which dog is winning outright, man? I can't figure it out. Well, he's saying Laporta tight end sits there. Oh, gotcha. I think the Bucks are not going to win this game, sadly. I do think the Bucks are going to cover this game. I'm good with the under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, 21-17, 24-21, something like that. But let's talk about somebody on the Bucks who's going to have a masterclass. I am falling in love with Rachaad White. However, I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him. Sadly, I don't think it's him. I love the way he's running the ball. I also love the way he's catching the ball and running it out of the backfield. It's going to be something Baker related. Baker has been playing really, really well. He's been throwing the ball well. I mean, it all started against the Packers defense. Let's not forget, the Packers defense was Swiss cheese. You know who else's defense was Swiss cheese? The Jags. Baker was 26 of 35, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Panthers defense is not Swiss cheese. The Saints defense is not Swiss cheese. The Eagles defense is Swiss cheese. 22 of 36, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Lions
defense is a little bit of cheese.
Thank you. The Lions defense is a little bit of Swiss cheese. So I think we get something Baker related. Now I saw Javon say Chris Godwin. I'm not going to tell you it's not Chris Godwin. Javon, the guy I wanted to go to was Trey Palmer. How do you feel about Trey Palmer? And then Greg, Greg had a fucking, how many legs was in that parlay? Was it 6 or 8? The touchdown parlay. 6-leg touchdown
25
parlay.
to win $2,000.
25 to win $2,000. What is that, like 80 to 1 or something? 90 to 1? Missed it by Mike Evans. Mike Evans had some big drops. You know damn well we've been doing this too long. Whether it's a home run prop parlay or it's a fucking NFL touchdown score, you're one game early. Mike Evans is scoring a fucking touchdown. Don't even act like he's not. Don't even act like he's not. Mike Evans is scoring, but if you want to go, oh, really? See, this is why I like consulting with people. Trey Palmer's lines keep getting bumped down a lot after last week, which scares me. That's weird. Bucks defensive TD. Well, that's what I'm going to get at too. I don't know about a touchdown. Cool hand. I'm going back to Goff interception. Goff interception. As much as I love what Rachaad White's been doing, I'm not going to touch anything Rachaad White. I want a Bucks receiver. Probably Mike Evans back to the well with the touchdown. Godwin yards or catches. One or the other is going to be good with me. But I like that. Goff is throwing a fucking pick. I'm going back to it, doubling down on the POD that missed from earlier in the season. I like the Bucks to cover. I'm good with you on the under. Baker's going to play well. Baker's going to – if he's going down swinging. That's all I can tell you. Evans – mossing CJJ in the end zone after he talked shit on Baker's minus 1,000. Oh my God. I love that. All right. It was long-winded. I apologize, but I'm a fan. Greg had a best bet in this game, so we wanted to really let our thoughts out there. The touchdown score I would give you is, like I said, Mike Evans. Greg, do you have anybody that you're thinking?
I do like Rachaad White, and I also like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not sure who between those two.
Amon-Ra is a good one.
I could see. I like White just because the Bucks had so many passing touchdowns last week and he didn't find it. So that's why I like leaning towards him. And then similar situation with St. Brown. Like everybody else on the line, not everybody else, but they had both running backs scored. Laporta found it. Brown played a huge part in that game, but just didn't find it. And I think against this Bucks secondary, he does.
This is hilarious. How fitting would it be after the Rays failures? That this Bucks team and absolutely zero faith in have some magic.
It's a good point. The Bucks had more playoff wins this year than the Rays have had this decade. So that's good.
You ever heard this song?
I think I know it. Making my way. Is it Michelle Branch?
It will be like.
Oh, RIP AirPod users.
It's terrible.
Sorry. I should have connected it. RIP AirPod users. My bad. I can only imagine. That would be great. All right. 10 minutes. Let's finish strong here. Last game of the weekend. Bills, your Bills, Stakes Bills. Stakes best bet is going to be the Bills. I thought your write-up on this was phenomenal. Some of your best work. Greg. Greg, by the way, I got to give him a shout out. He has his main project for the Degenerate and what he carries the weight on the most is the newsletter. I think he does a phenomenal job. If you're not, boo, play Creed. That's funny. If you're not subscribed, go to the website, degenerateweekly.com. You can subscribe for free. I thought some of his best work. Oh, and a couple new followers, Mac Daddy and Roy Boy. What's up? Welcome to the stream. I thought that was some of your best work. Concise and simple, right to the point, and makes perfect sense. He's going down with the ship against the Bills. I got to tell you, I don't love it. There's a lot of things that I can certainly that can persuade me to come around to betting the Chiefs in this game. I'll tell you a little bit about them. But as a Bills ticket holder, you, not me, how do you feel about this game? Are you going to bet this game, or are you going to sit back and let it ride?
I'm not sure where I stand. It's interesting too, because I typically look at the splits on a week-to-week basis, and I feel like once you get to the playoffs, I don't really pay much attention to them at all for whatever reason. I just feel like the lines are correct, and everyone's got a take on a game, and you can really just lose yourself in the weeds. Especially if you see, oh, this is too public, I don't want to be on it, or oh, this is the sharp side, I want to be on that. Like, I feel like by playoffs, I just kind of ignore that stuff. So it did surprise me to see the Bills being the team the public went with, which obviously it's fucking scary to take Mahomes as a contrarian, or it's scary when Mahomes is the contrarian dog on the road, right? I'm probably not going to get involved because I do have Bills to win the Super Bowl ticket, so obviously a Bills fan, but I don't see how you don't take the over in this game. I don't see how you don't take the over in this game. And the way these teams have played in the past, yeah, I really think this is going to be a vintage Bills-Chiefs game. And I do think the Bills, the break finally goes their way and they get over the Chiefs in the playoffs, but they just haven't been able to. But if they do, I think they win the Super Bowl. If they don't, I don't know, man. Do you say they can just never get there? They can never win it? Because at some point, and that's the thing too, I wanted to get on. If you look at how the Bills have been and how they've been in the past when they get here, I almost think it benefits them to be a little bit banged up. Because if they come out and they're favorites and everything's great, McDermott's going to shit his pants. It almost helps to be banged up, to have some adversity to raise through and get there and almost have to play from behind. Like if the Bills get ahead, that almost scares me more than if the Bills are like within a touchdown the whole game. Because I just think if they get ahead, McDermott's just going to get tighter and tighter butthole the whole game until the fourth quarter and he blows it. But if they're playing in a tight game and slightly behind, I'll probably get involved on the Bills live. But this just me. It's going to be a vintage great Sunday night football game, Bills Chiefs. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And how do you not have the over for a game like this?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like when the Bills and the Chiefs play, the over is always like the most obvious public play. And
I don't think the over hit the first time they played.
Well, no, that's what I was going to tell you, is dating back to maybe not 3 years ago, but 2 years ago. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the Bills and Chiefs have played each other in regular season, at least the last 2 years. And I want to say it was one of our plays in the newsletter. We said to ourselves, oh man, don't you think everybody maybe it was Sunday night or just like a 4 p.m. Sunday game. It was like all eyes are on it. It's going to be, the Bills offense, Mahomes, Allen, everybody's going to want points. And we took the under and it stayed under.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing happened this year. 2017, Bills win, stayed under. I always feel like when these teams play, the over is the obvious choice. I'm not saying that I don't like the over because of that reason. I guess I could see it. And one of the reasons I could see it, just going from like a football brain perspective, is the Bills having those injuries on defense. So that helps, obviously, the Chiefs offense. And the Bills are going to be playing somebody said it, but this is kind of their Super Bowl. Like they're going to pull out all the stops. I like what I've seen from their offense. Scoring 31 against the Steelers doesn't really do anything for me because I think the Steelers defense is kind of fraudulent and they haven't had TJ Watt. But I can't help but think that I still don't have a lot of faith in the Chiefs offense. I don't know, for whatever reason, like they don't have the weapons that really make me think they're high powered. I think they're just gonna, what's that other saying? Like death by 1,000 paper cuts or something.
Death by 1,000 cuts. It doesn't have to be by paper. I don't think you can die from paper cuts. It's not deep enough.
Maybe it's 1,000,000 paper cuts.
I think it's just cuts.
Okay. Well, I mean, if the cut's deep enough, you could probably die from one of them. But anyways,
it's tough to get a deep paper cut. We're right back to where we started.
Okay. So anyways, I think that's kind of how the Chiefs offense is going to play this game. I think they are just going to they're just gonna keep moving the ball. They're gonna get first downs. And whether it's with Mahomes and his annoying fucking way he scampers for first downs, I don't know how the weather's gonna be. I don't even know that I care. I think Pacheco is gonna run and run hard. He always runs hard. I like him. I think it's a problem that anybody would want to put money against Mahomes as an underdog. I can't help it. The obvious narrative would be the Super Bowl winning quarterback, the Super Bowl head coach against the Bills. Take the points. I get that. But at the same time, this is Mahomes' first road playoff game. The Chiefs haven't looked great this year. People have legitimately written off the Chiefs. Kelsey looks like ass, which I'm not trying to say he's going to be due and I'm drop the fallen knife, nothing like that, or catch the fallen knife. But I think it's the Chiefs, and I think it's the under. I don't have an official play. I might come around. We'll see how my weekend goes. Do you have an official play on this over?
Yeah, I'm going to play the over.
You're going to play the over. All right, stake best bet is the Bills. He just thinks it's the Bills' year. And again, I'm not here to say he's wrong. But I think I'd want to take Mahomes as a dog here, and I'm just not trusting the Bills for whatever reason. But it's going to be.
I don't blame you. They're drastically outcoached.
Yeah, that too.
Mahomes
McDermott's just a giant pussy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And it's not that Mahomes is that much better, but Mahomes can play that like wild guy, like flinging the ball around, but he can also play incredibly conservative with the ball too. And Josh Allen really can't do that. He's great when he's like slinging it, but it's almost like for him to be Josh Allen, he has to play in that much. It's almost like Brett Favre. Yeah, but I do think it's the Bills' year, and I don't want to back out of it.
Feel like the Mahomes first playoff road game narrative is overplayed. Yeah, the Bills.
I mean, it's just crazy that he's won this many playoff games and he hasn't been on the road. It's crazy.
Yeah. Lifelong Bills fan. I'm petrified. I hate the scenario for them. Big time injured on D. Chiefs catching points. Mahomes revenge. Mortal lock of the century. Chiefs. Wow. Well, fade the fan. Maybe it's the Bills then.
Did the Bengals knocked the Bills out last year. That's right.
Yeah, that was terrible. I had the Bills for 2 units that game, and their offense looked atrocious. I mean, their defense looked atrocious. Burrow did whatever he wanted. All right, Greg, we're coming up on noon. Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it. We will. I'll be hanging out, chat. We'll go through the rest of the board. I heard it sucks. Greg, thanks again. Great job on the newsletter. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Take care.
Have a nice day. W's for Greg. Fade the fan. How are people underestimating Mahomes again? It blows my mind. Yep. What did Snidesy say? Why are we laughing at Snidesy? What is the LOL? DJ will be in piss if he takes Chiefs. Why? Why will I be in piss? Fade the fan. How are people underestimating Mahomes again? I don't know. Fade the fan. DJ on Bucks money line. No. I didn't say the Bucks were going to win. I did not say that. I do think they're going to cover. So take the Lions. Take the Lions alt line. I'm sure it'll be a good look. Minus 14.5. Chell, we got some NHL. All right, let's go to the NHL real quick. Shout out the Capitals for beating the Blues ass. Javon warned me, I didn't listen. Got the Blues to score a first period goal. W cashed the POD. The other 2 PODs don't count. Blues to score first, no. And Blues to win the game, no. Leafs over. I think I called that exactly 4-3 W's. The Rangers didn't come through. I didn't play it. Thank God. I tweeted a screenshot. I was going to take Igor to have a shutout, and I fell asleep on the couch at like 9:09. I tweeted that like 8 something, and I was like, oh, sweet. I got 2 hours. So I'll let that tweet marinate. I'll see what people say, and I'll pick one. And then I passed out. I fell asleep, and I woke up at midnight, and I was like, ugh. Let me see what's going on in the game. It was 4-1 nights. What else did we have yesterday? I forgot to play the fucking Predators. Like the Preds. I think overall, though, not good reads on the board. Certainly not in college basketball. And oh my God. So, it's funny. I'm always a juice layer. You know that. I always lay the juice on -2.5, -3 favorites. And I didn't do it on Georgia Southern, 3.5, won by 3. New Mexico State, 2.5, won by 2. Don't know why. Straying from my rules and my tendencies. It's very uncharacteristic, but what are you going to do? Sometimes it happens. Preds respect coin. Yep. I can already see Josh Allen's stupid face after losing to the Chiefs 3rd time in the playoffs. Yeah, maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. I think I'm ready. I'm ready to admit maybe I'm just wrong about the Capitals. Maybe the Capitals are not that bad. And I'll stop. I'll stop. Oh, and the Senators at a big line. That was a great play for anybody who played it. Minus 185 was huge. And shout out to the Burt Nugget about the Canadians. 0-5 on the back-to-back. Great job. Had a late for 100 the Preds over and the Rangers and reg. Ooh, had Austin, PA, minus 3.5. Got a shit line, 1-3. Yep, me too. Caps are still trash. I don't know, man. I'm not going to bang my head on it, but I hope I'm right about the Senators. I have nothing invested on or against the Capitals. Yeah, I'm done with the Caps. Done with the Caps. Done with the Caps. I'll leave the Capitals alone. Oh, hey, Capitals, you win this round. Okay. By the way, I didn't know the Capitals had Max Pacioretty, or maybe I knew that and I forgot. I saw Pacioretty had an assist. I like Pacioretty. He was part of the reason I bet on the Hurricanes, and then he had some weird injury and never played. Just go back to the Blues tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Home and home. Yep. Where they're unfadable. Yep. I guess that was one of them. All right. What do we got today? Hurricanes. What are they? Minus 205. Is that accurate? Let's see. Against the Red Wings. Coming off a loss at home, and they have had 3 days off. 16, 17, 18. Wow. Is Pure okay? What the fuck is up with Freddie Anderson? Is he just not playing hockey again? Yikes. Lion has been great. Good. He's been good. Shout out to the fucking Red Wings. The Red Wings are sneaky good lately. You love to see it. Need that point total. Go and pump it up. You gotta pump it up. Yeah, not Buster drizzle the ice. That's kind of funny. Maybe I'll drizzle the ice. I don't know. Don't see the Wings playing at this price after just beating the Cats in Florida, similar price. Probably right. It's a 4-2 game, maybe. 4-2 game. Anybody know what goalies are in net? I don't have daily face-off up. I guess I can put it up, though. Let's see. Daily face-off. Daily face-off. What do we got? Sorokin shutout. 2 words. Isn't it Sorokin? Lyon and Ronta. That's okay, Burn Man. You smell a shutout? Starting goalies. Lyon is confirmed. Ronta is unconfirmed. So just an FYI there. 5-3 Canes. Really? You like the over? Interesting. I don't think I like the over in that game. I don't think I do. Devs and Blue Jackets. You know what the Blue Jackets are going to do? They're going to do what they always do. They're going to take the game to fucking overtime, and they're going to lose. Shout out to this winning this shootout, though. I mean, these motherfuckers. Oh, this is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 games went into fucking overtime, or they just get their shit kicked in. They haven't played in a long time either. This would be a nasty under, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh! I love to see the Devils' demise. I love it. Oh, you know what? This is a game I'm invested in, so I'm going to stay off. I got the Devils point total under, and I got the Jackets point total over, which is probably cake. But can they get there if the Blue Jackets just get 50 points in overtime? Can they hit their team total over? Point total over. Devils 2-1 versus CBJ, I believe. Over is 2-1 in season series. Devils first game back-to-back 8-1, scored 4+ on all 4. Wow. Okay. Good nugget, Bert. W's. Wow. Wild on a back-to-back. Is this the not overthink it play? Is it the not overthink it play? Can we get a Bobo shutout? Can I get a Bobo shutout here? Scored 3. How about a Bobo shutout? Wild team total under. You got a pissed off Panthers team losing 3 in a row. Meow. Cats are the move. Yeah, the Cats are the obvious move. That's for sure. I want to make it clear. I know how obvious the Cats are. Do you think that line's a little low? I don't think so, because the Lightning were minus 140. I thought they should have been minus 155, 160, a minimum. I think I like Bobo. Is Bobo in? Let me go check it out. Go pump it up. You gotta pump. Confirmed. Give me a Bobo shutout tonight. People love our shit on the road. Yeah, they are. Panthers are going to win 3-0. Yep. Back on. Ooh, 5-7 to the under. Wild team total under. I'm going Wild team total under and shutout in that game. Might be my only play tonight in the ice. Let's see. Yeah, I can't really say I like anything in this Blackhawks game. Blackhawks Islanders. No. Maybe a sleepy under. Can't see any of the favorites stay losing, and it's bugging me. Yeah, I know. You know, one of them's going to. Best favorite dog to win? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to fade the Islanders. I still kind of think they're rat shit. Don't tell Brian Kirshner that. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up early today. Let's take a quick look at the NBA. I'm going to take it easy on college basketball. I am cold since my heater. Take it easy. We're going to scale back. We got a short NBA slate though. I feel like I've had some good reads in the NBA. How many times did I tell you I want to take the fucking Pacers to win the game last night, and I didn't do it because I'm a bitch. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I think I'm gonna fucking dabble in the NBA. Been reading the board pretty well. You know, it comes and goes. Got to take advantage. Okay. Shout out Lance Comer, by the way. Lance Comer, a longtime follower of the Degenerate, DM'd me. And he had an interesting point. It was like odds for the Hornets, 100 plus points through three quarters was like plus 390, and the Spurs were plus 750, and the Spurs had just done it recently or something. Siakam didn't play. Oh, that's fucking why, man. Comedy play, yeah. Is that someone for the Spurs? No Wemby for the Spurs. Ooh, makes it very obvious. Don't know if I can get there. Okay, how do we like the Magic tonight? Ooh, revenge spot against the Sixers. I can't do it as much as I'd like to do it. How about that total moving up? You know the Magic are under wagons. Oh, shit. That's an over. There's my POD. Is that confirmed? I need to look. There it is. You sons of bitches. Let's go to the NBA. The NBA. 223. Oh, never mind. It moved down. 223.5 to 223. I'd like the over. Looks like some juice moving on the Sixers. I mean, the Magic are under wagons. You know why? Because they've been gassed. This is why we need to start paying attention to this shit, guys. And shame on me because I saw this and I didn't play on it. The Magic were gassed after this 4-game road trip, coming back home, immediately beating the Hawks in OT. Look at them. Their offensive performance, 92, 96, 100, 98, 94. Their offense is gassed. They only have a night off. They're playing the Sixers. I think they're going to be gassed again. But they're going to score points. Today is the day they score points. That's what I think. That's why I have I'm an idiot, not a professional in my Twitter bio. Okay. I mean, do we just go to the wagons? Oh, I don't know. Magic or toast? Yeah, they are. Toast, no butter. Do we just go back? I mean, do we just keep playing the Celtics so they're just never going to lose? I don't want to play the Celtics. And I can't believe the fucking Celtics first half wagon. I played it like one time this year. All they do is win the first half. It's insane. Heat, Hawks, 6-8. What's going on there? You're on the Celtics Nuggets under. Let me look at the accurate juice here. 234, and it's staying flat. Okay. All right. Don't mind that. The Spurs, Hornets total moved up 3 points. That's kind of interesting. Maybe it's because LaMelo's back. Let's see. Atlanta. Wow. Big move for the Heat here. Why are the Heat up 2.5 points? No. Yeah. 2.5 points. Total drop 10 points. Everyone must be out for the Hawks then. Suns. Let's keep moving. Let's scroll down here. Oh, here they are. Suns and Clips. Anybody like the Suns? Is that a contrarian spot? Why is there a little 1 point move? No Trey. Gotcha. Jeez. Oh, LaMelo's been back? Okay, Snacks. Thank you. Good luck. Maybe it's the Hornets team total. I'm going to tail Lance Comer. You love the over? Fat Girls, which one? Magic? I think the Magic over might be my play. Okay, Pacers, 2 to 5.5. Oh, Pacers are on a back-to-back. I don't like that. Pacers on a back-to-back. I'd probably go Portland there. Maybe. I don't know. 237.5 up to 238.5. Interesting. Hawks money line. Don't mind that. And then you got the Nets in LA. What are the Nets doing in LA? And then that game is postponed. Why is that game postponed? That's interesting. Season teams that overcome a 20-point deficit are now dogs on the road are 20. It says take the Pelicans. Interesting. Yeah, I missed a bunch of because Corp can never win. Currently, you have to wait till after. No, I'll give you a quick recap. Okay, I think all I really like is the Magic over, maybe. It is 223.5 down to 223, but I think I like it. Under Wagons, I'm going to go over. Hornets team total over, just tailing a follower, Lance Comer. I don't really like anything else. Nothing speaking to me. I'm not going to force it. NHL, I'm going to go with Bobo. I'm going to go Wild team total under and Bobo shutout. And I think that's all I really like. I'll check out NCAA a little bit later. Have not been reading the board well the past week or so, but we got to get right. We got to get right. Hey, it's nothing new. Last January, had a run where I went down 27 units. Never forget. Let me show you guys this. Never forget. Snide just tagged me in the Discord. Is everything okay, Snide? Never forget the infamous. People forget this. The infamous. Let me show you. Bet history, NCAA. Oh yeah, look at what my NCAA is doing. That's not good. All time. Never forget. You see that? Under down 27 units. January 10th. And then started to come up end of Jan. And then boom, into March. Okay. So the reason why I'm showing you this is I had a nice little run here, got up, lost down 14 units since. I got up 39, down 14, been getting my butt kicked. But that's okay. Yo, just read that. Yeah, just read that for stream. Okay. So we are going to stay the course, scale back. And that's that. Oh, the coach passed away. Fuck, that sucks. Yeah, RIP. That's some weird shit. Okay. Any raid candidates? How did the raid go with Mikey Overs yesterday? Did everybody like that? Was that a good raid? I can do somebody else now. Should I do owner's box? I can do owner's box if you guys want me to. Oops. Ouija with the massive third leg, Dubs. I don't really know what that means. We can go there. Anybody else want a raid? Anybody else want a raid? Who wants to raid? Yeah, they want to raid. I said, yeah, they want to raid. They want it all the way down. He ended right after the raid yesterday. Oh man. DGen being the bigger man, always. I mean, I'm fucking, what am I going to do? I'm 36 years old. I'm not beefing with a fucking college kid. Give me a break. Let's go to, oops. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to raid owners box sports. Can we dabble Gruden before you go? I don't know what that means. Dabble Gruden before you go. I don't know what that means. Dabble Gruden. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'm going to send you over to owner's box. LMAO. What did I say? Did I say something funny? I missed it. All right. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. Good luck. Have a great weekend. Good luck on your bets, and I will catch you Monday. Peace.